Is it really true that most white men have smaller and shorter penises than black men? What does the research actually say? Is it really true that most white men have smaller and shorter penises than black men? We hear this stereotype everywhere: movies, porn, jokes, social media. People may say black men are naturally bigger, white men are smaller, but is this actually proven by science? The answer is much more complicated. Research does not give us strong enough evidence to look at one man's race and actually predict his penis size. And that is the most important thing to understand. What does the research actually say? One of the best known medical reviews was published in BJU International. Researchers combined measurements from up to 15,521 men. These were not random numbers from websites. The studies required measurements by health professionals using standardized procedures. The researchers found an average erect length of 13 to 12 centimeters, about 5.17 inches. Average erect circumference was 11.66 centimeters, about 4.59 inches. A new thematic review included 33 studies and 36,883 men. It found an over average range of 13.84 centimeters, about 5.45 inches. Average erect circumference was 11.91 centimeters, about 4.69 inches. So a useful general reference is around 5 to 5.5 inches. Erect is close to the average found in large research reviews. But here is where the race question becomes difficult. Black versus white is not that simple. The newer review found differences between geographic regions, but geographic region is not the same thing as race. For example, the researchers grouped studies into regions such as Africa, Europe, and the Americas. They did not simply divide tens of thousands of men into black and white and measure everyone under identical conditions. These distant matters. An African man is not automatically representative of every black man. A European man is not automatically representative of every white man. And an American can be black, white, Asian, Hispanic, mixed race, or another background. So we should not take geographic numbers and turn them into racial rules. Here is a simple example. imagine we have 100 black men and 100 white men. If one group had a slightly higher average in particular study, that would not mean every man in that group was bigger. You could have a white man who is 6 inches. Another black man could be 6 inches. Another white man could be 5 inches. The group can overlap enormously. This is how averages work. Think about height. One population may be taller on average than another population, but you cannot look at one individual and know his exact height simply from his race. Penis size works the same way. My practical rule here is what I suggest. Stop using race as your measuring tool. If you are worried about your own size, compare yourself with good medical data, not racial stereotypes. Second, measure correctly. Do not compare your soft penis with somebody else. Soft size changes because of temperature, stress, anxiety, and other factors. And different measurement methods can produce different numbers. That is one reason good scientific studies need standardized measurements. Third, do not use porn as scientific evidence. Porn performers are selected. They are not a random sample of black men and white men, in general. Seeing several unusual rush black performers does not prove what millions of black men look like. The same rule applies to white performers. What you can actually use from this, if you are comparing yourself with another race and thinking he is black so he must be bigger than me, stop there. You do not know that if you are black and thinking I am supposed to huge because I am black, stop there too. The stereotype can create unnecessary pressure. Your race does not give you a required penis size. And if you are white, you do not need to assume that a black man automatically has something you do not have. That is stereotype thinking, not individual medical information. My advice: ask better questions instead of is my race supposed to be bigger? Ask, is my body healthy? Can you get normal erections? Can you maintain them? Do you have pain? Do you have a major physical change? Is your sexual function normal? Those questions are much more useful than comparing races. If you notice pain, significant curvature, erectile problems, or another physical concern, talk with a doctor or urologist. My final thought: so are most white men, smaller or shorter than black men. Current research does not justify turning that statement into a simple rule about individual black and white men. Research can find differences between samples and geographic populations, but population averages cannot reliably tell you what one individual man has. The practical lesson is simple. Race is not a ruler. Do not look at a black man and automatically assume bigger. Do not look at a white man and automatically assume smaller. And most importantly, do not use a racial stereotype to decide whether your own body is good enough. Use medical evidence, look at your health, look at function, and remember statistics describe populations. They do not measure they do not measure that man standing in front of you. Thank you very much.